Edwina, I've seen Itot jump some great rounds, but never one quite as good as that last week in Geneva. It was unreal, wasn't it?
yeah. No, I mean, he's in great shape, and he has been for quite some time. I was a little disappointed of not winning the top 10, and because
how close to that were you?
We were on the same second. I mean, there was just nothing in it at the end of the day, and I felt like I was fast enough, you know. So I was, you know, I mean, Talabay was a horse of yarns, so he was first and second yarn, but you know, so and then that sort of got me a little bit egged on, I guess, for the World Cup. Same thing happened in 2008. I was second in the top 10. I had a time fault in the first round, and then I was again a little bit disappointed, and I won there the Grand Prix straight after. So yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate to have a horse like that, and I mean, he just that day, well, that whole weekend, he was in fantastic shape.
The time was very tight in Geneva again, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know, when I walked the course, I mean, it was an advantage for me because I was, you know, towards the end of the class, because I totally changed the plan of the distances that I was riding, and you know, if I was in the beginning of the course, you know, I would have. It possibly would have been, you know, to have a time fault. So I was fortunate enough that I was towards the end, and I guess that's the advantage of being in the top 10, and that you know, you get pushed down the list of the start list. So and then I changed my plan, and I had to take out distances because I never would have gotten the time, you know. And
add one, you're on.
Yeah, if you add one, that's nearly 1 second, and it was a bit the same in the top 10. The time was extremely short. I mean, Bosty never has a time fault ever, and he had a time fault, so therefore I knew the time was extremely short. So it did, yeah, it was absolutely, I think, the toughest World Cup till now that we've had this season.
And that was my next question, actually, because you know, every World Cup is a big track, but in Geneva that was so big, wasn't it? Yeah, it was big. I mean, the good thing about it, if they're going to build big in there, you've got place to gallop, so you know, you can get a little bit more out of your horse by a little bit more rhythm. And I mean, it felt like I was riding around 400 meters per minute then. But you know, that's the advantage of that ring. And you know, Ludi, he builds really big. He doesn't build on the small side. And you know, the thing is, down nearly every line there was an option. So and there, you know, once you get going, like with Itot, once you start to get going, you don't realise how big his stride is, you know. And just again, I was about to say that he has a big horsey stride, doesn't he?
Yeah.
How big is he really?
He's 1 meter 57. Yeah. And
but he has a great big stride.
Huge stride.
The distances easy.
Yeah.
And you know, because you're riding forward all the time.
Yeah.
He's always going forward.
He was going forward. Yeah, and
against the clock, he made that look so easy.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the reason why that horse is fast, because you know, you need a little bit of a forward shot, especially on the oxes with him, and then he lands in a forward motion, so you're already landing and going, you're not landing and having to push, you know, you're landing and you're always in that forward motion. And I think you know, like I saw Sergio go, and I thought he had it. I thought he was faster than me, because he took out, you know, down 3 lines he did strides less than me, and so that's normally, you would think, 3 seconds. But you know, I think because I had him so much here, and I could really attack the fence as he was landing so forward, you know. And
that's the beauty of a horse that takes you there like he does, because you can then hold him together, can't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
You
got everything underneath you. Yeah. Exactly. And I saw, you know, it was interesting because after the top 10 in the jump off, that last jump, I mean, I reckon I was 3 meters off that fence, and he landed about 3 meters out. I mean, that was just a massive jump, you know, and I think I had such a good feeling from that round that that gave me a lot of, you know, confidence for the jump off.
It makes it look so easy. I actually said on air that, you know, that he made that look 140. Does he give you that feeling when you ride him?
Yeah, I mean, you know, of course, you know, I think every good horse needs a little bit of leg, especially that combination, because it was quite tight and quite long out and wide. But yeah, you never have the feeling that you can't do it. I mean, for sure, if you see that horse jumping around in the warm-up in the beginning, when you see him jumping the small jumps, you wouldn't believe what he can jump, you know. And I think he saves all his energy, and he doesn't overdo it, you know. He does as much as he needs to do. He's clever, you know. So yeah, he's just he's born to jump.
Because he's so careful, you can keep driving him and holding him. He's so rideable, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's really rideable. In fact, he's probably one of the easiest horses I've had to ride, you know. And I think the most important thing for me about that horse, and the relationship that I've had with him for this time, and it was from day one in the beginning with that horse. When I got on him, I just felt like I knew that horse so well, and you know, we've bonded worked so well together over the years that, you know, I only have to think left or think right or go forward, and he's with me. You know, it's without having to do a lot. You know, he knows exactly what I want.
Exactly. How did you come to buy him? You must have seen him with Michel Descartes.
Yeah, we saw him a lot. In fact, we came here to watch him in, it was in 2007.
In the big classes?
Yeah, he jumped here the World Cup. I mean, we'd watched him all the time, and he was never for sale. And just after that, we found out that it was possible to buy the horse. And I was actually in Australia. Jan and I were there visiting, and it was over New Year's Eve that he told me that he bought the horse with an owner for me.
Wow.
And so I couldn't wait to get back home again. So I never actually tried the horse.
Really?
Yeah.
Took
So
him on trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was 07, and you won the World Cup here in 08.
Yeah.
So that was
1 year later. Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
Horse of a lifetime.
Horse of a lifetime, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the big one again here. So good luck. Hope you
Thank you.
have another good show, and we'll look forward to watching with a great pleasure as usual.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
your
your
time.
time, Edwina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.